I just finished watching FASS FUEL Systems How It Works video, and I don't think that they're being completely honest. Let me explain. So I just finished watching FASS video on how their system works, and this is the older video, about 6 years old. I started noticing some inconsistencies in the video. The first one is they have a demonstration where they're showing there's air at the top of the suction side filter or the water fuel separator filter. I was watching that, which was about halfway down the actual filter, and then as soon as later on in the video, he restarts the pump up again, and I'll post these pictures up here, right here on the side. The space that it was air gets sucked way up. And I also noticed that when they are running their FASS fuel system over on the other side, their fuel water separator has a whole bunch of air on their side as well, because it's the suction side of the pump, and even on top of the secondary filter. So both do not take out all of the air out of the system. So it's deceptive, I guess, wording. Most of the time, taking that air out is going to be very difficult. They do an okay job of it. Number two, they take kind of a shot at Cummins, or what would be known as Fleetguard filters. I have a video linked down below that is from Fleetguard, who makes Cummins filters, explaining why their fuel filter on like their Davco type fuel water separator housings does not actually fill all the way up. And the reason is so that as particulate gets lodged into the bottom half of the filter, the level will rise because the lower half of the filter is blocked, but it can still have more life of the filter as it goes on. And once the fuel reaches a certain level in that top plastic part of the fuel water separator, that is an indication that you need to replace it. So you don't preemptively replace a filter that doesn't really need to be replaced, or so to speak. And then one of the last things is that FASS has now changed the position of their fuel water separator and their particulate filter. It used to be that they would put their water separator on the suction side of the pump, and their particulate filter would be on the opposite side of the pump, so that you would have you would be taking, rather than a vacuum gauge reading, you would be taking a PSI gauge reading. The reason that you should always put your fuel water separator, filter, housing, and everything on the suction side of the pump is because there is free water in your fuel water system. What that does is whenever those water droplets come in, they are heavy enough, they have condensed enough that they will fall down to the bottom. If you flip it and they run through the particulate filter, then they go through the pump, then it breaks all that water up and it becomes emulsified water, which is much, much harder to actually get out with a fuel water separator. And I have to go look back at the test that I looked at where I talked about the other FASS system fuel water separator test. I have to look to see if that test for their filters was on their suction side or on the other side of their pump, because I don't know now. But I'll link those videos here so you can take a look at them. Yeah, if there's anything else, this is Caleb with Diesel Cleans.